How's it, guys? Looking at this at the moment, for me, it's the one that got away. Remember, we looked at earlier on. I want to do a short, but I just couldn't get a wrist reward worth it. It's a bit disappointing because I wanted to do it, but if you can't get a decent wrist reward, it's not worth it. Remember, I mentioned it. As expected, it's sort of done quite well. You know, one of those things. And no point crying for spilled milk, as they say, but we have fun in it sometimes. Anyway, yeah, we'll just wait a couple of minutes till half past. Till 4 o'clock. Oh, hang on. Just have a quick look at that. Yeah, we'll wait till 4 o'clock and we'll start the event. Okay, that's 4 o'clock. Good, guys, let's go. We'll start with Euro JPY. We took this morning. A bit disappointing, to be honest. We're still in it. Looks like we're getting pretty close to the stop again. That US dollar yen. But look what happened to that. That turned around and hit the TP, so maybe we'll get lucky. Getting pretty close. Still giving me a bit of jip this on the daily. So that was the reason why we took it. But it seems to be, we might get lucky still. I hope so. Anyway. Okay, I'll go GBP NZD. I shall go in order. GBP AUD. GBP AUD 75.24. Bloody hell. Doing okay, isn't it? Right. Now that put the smile back in your faces. Hey, the guys that took that. GBP JPY. GBP JPY. Did we do that? I thought it was a Euro JPY. That was a Euro JPY. That was definitely, that was a disaster. We're looking at it now, but that was a sudden disaster. Okay, so that's a nice one. Well, we got that one spot on. Right, where's it now? We're what about 80 odd pips in profit there. Clearly, you need to bring your stop down. Bring it down if you're in the trade. You should have taken the money. No, a few did because I've got it written down here. Yeah, I can bring down to 1.7490. That'll sort of give you 45 pips profit to play with if you get stopped out, and maybe go down further. 9115. Sorry, 7418. So it's pretty close. It might get there, it might not. We'll be on there the daily, go to the 1 hour. We've got down to this area here, not quite. So it may get there. It's having a little bit of a bounce at the moment. Anyway, so get your 90 and you might have another run down at TP. Nice one. GBP NZD. That was where is that? 1.9235. Hey, come on, guys. Come on. Hey. Let's get the smiles back. All right, again, we can modify the stop on this one. Don't get it too close. We want to at least protect ourselves. Maybe you can do it, maybe 1.9210. That's 30 pips away, and at least you got 25 pip profit. So if you bring your stop loss down to 1.9210, you built in profits on those two. Still in the other one, but anyway, we try and aim at 2 out of 3 to be winners. So it looks like 2 out of 3 are doing okay. Maybe the third one will come right. We should have to see. Looking a bit iffy, but it might come right. That's the beauty of it. I'll be honest, I say, guys, trying a bit more money, because then you can take all 3 and get it. If you can, you've got 5 or 6 or 800 or 1,000, you can normally take 1, maximum 2, and then you might pick the wrong one. You know what I'm saying? You're limited. You can't. All your eggs are in one basket, basically. Here's a classic example of it. You put the Euro JPY because you couldn't afford the other 2, didn't have the margin, then you'd have missed out. So yeah. Anyway, it looks like 2 out of 3 so far. Maybe the third one will come to the party. Those who had the micro on the Nasdaq, it's about the same. I'll give it, yeah, it's the same. It's been bouncing around pretty even Steven. So it's about the same as entry this the micro. BBP JPY, I think we might have missed that. I still think it's downside. I think we had a sell on that one a couple of days ago. We got stopped out. Put about in the daily. Yeah, I think that's right. That's the one. Yeah, we wanted to sell it there because we thought that was a high, come off in the sell zone. The thing went right up here, it stopped us out. Some guys went in again around about this level here because thought it's really overcooked. Having gone up, not quite sure why. It was 350 pips in 2 days. Don't quite know how that happened. That wasn't fundies. I don't know what happened. Anyway, let's come back and testing this. It could be the same, Ken, if it breaks through here. If you want to be highly aggressive and take it now, you can. But probably more prudent just to wait to see if you can break that before we get too clever with it. I can take a small loss on it.
Yes, mate.
I'll come back to that, mate. Go on, Ken.
Yeah, because if you have a look at the date on the 26th of December, because there was a small wick there on the upside. Can you see that green candle? Yeah, the bullish candle. Yeah, I was looking at it like the day before. Was it yesterday? Yeah, when you were analyzing it, and I thought a lot of people will think it's a buy because it has a daily break above all the other candlesticks. But then that week is a problem. It turned right there. By that week, it seems to be maybe it could go down. You see.
Yeah. I hear you. It was a good case to buy it here, but I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to touch it. I think it's a good might.
Because I almost went for a buy, remember? Because of that daily candlestick, yesterday's daily candlestick closing above all the other candlesticks.
Yeah, no, I hear you very much indeed. My only
but
worry
now I'm in a sell.
Okay,
I'm in a sell on that one. Yeah, sharp.
Now I take your theory there, technically speaking, in a way you're correct, broken above these areas here. I quite agree. The problem I would have on buying that, why has it gone up 3? Well, you want to go in there. That place gone up over 320 pips. My question was, why was that? And you can't. There wasn't any particularly fundamentals are coming out who suggested that, and then you came afterwards anyway. So that would have worried me before I went for the buy on that, and I'd have probably sat it out. Going for the sell, I would have been more favourable of that. I think one or two people went in again and did just that. And they asked me, and I said I was happy with it. And like yourself, you should be doing okay. The big question now you're in, is it going to break through to the next step lower? I think it might do. I'm not suggesting it's a trade idea, but I think if you're in it, I think there's a good chance that might happen. Yeah.
Yes, because I was also looking at that range. It's a tradable range. Plus my stop loss is just above that candle. Yeah. Okay, thanks, mate.
Okay, thank you. You're doing fine. You're doing fine. You might even be in a profit now. You might be able to modify your stop to protect. Excellent. So hang on to it. Okay, right. Anyway, I don't know how you got a small loss in the micro. How do you get on that one? The stop loss for me is 12.9. It doesn't be anywhere near that. You should, you know, nowhere near that. I don't know how you got a loss on that one. Sorry. Oh, yeah, here we are. Stop loss is right up here. And hasn't been there for, I don't know, it's been there since, as I say, for 6 months ago. So I don't know how you got knocked out on that one. Maybe you just took it yourself. I don't know. That's the one. It's a small one. It's a micro, and to let it run. You might be there till next week. I don't know. But yeah, let it run. Couldn't be out on that one. So that's exactly the same price as it was earlier on. Well, 1 pip, about 1 pip difference. So yeah, leave it alone. Okay, so some guys went for the buy of the GBP-AUD. They probably wish they hadn't done it now if they did do that. So I'm afraid to say that didn't work out so well. Stop was 73.97. Yeah, it's still being on the long, but I wouldn't be happy chappy if that's what happens. Anyway, the sales going quite well. The macro line. AUD USD long. Ooh, okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. The dollar. Have you seen the dollar? It's approaching 104. Pretty strong. I wonder about that. Know about that. I think it's getting into selling territory. That ship sell for the moment, maybe a few hours ago. That's a weekly, sorry. Maybe a few hours ago, if you wanted to risk it, maybe, but I won't be chasing it now. You might get a bounce there. I get you. It's literally in the buy zone. It's come back and tested. It's on support. Technically speaking, you got a very strong valid point there. I'm worried about that dollar strength. Technically speaking, you see where he's coming from, guys. All the people there, you see where he's coming from? Right in support. Come back and test the top end of the buy area. It's in the buy area. It's above all three major moving averages. Looks like a buy. Technically, totally see what you mean. Yeah. I'm just worried because that dollar index still seems to be climbing. So I would be a little bit hesitant to jump in long, and I'm certainly going to jump in short at this stage. So that would be hesitate, from my personal point of view, to jump in on a long. But having said that, technically well spotted. Just because I'm a chicken, does anyone else want to be a Rambo here? Anyone else want to try and take that one for a bounce? Should get a bit of a bounce, profit taking bounce, if nothing else. Let's look at the 15-minute chart. Should be some. See, that's my worry on the 15 minutes. Very short. Tried to bounce there, sellers came in. Tried to bounce again, sellers are coming in. Maybe get clear on the 1 hour chart. See what I mean? Just tried to bounce and it didn't. I'm just worried about that dollar index. Otherwise, I'd agree with you. It's the only reason I'm holding back. And I'm putting on my cluck cluck sound. Any comments, guys?
Yeah, mate, it looks like a good buy.
Yeah, there's another point to be made there, and I tend to quite frankly agree as well. 104, just a scratch short of it, maybe a tiny, even smidgen at 104, and there could be a pullback. I must admit, I'll take your point on that. I think we're going to get a bounce. Okay, I'm going to put my neck on. I agree, it's going to get a bounce. What about the extent of that bounce? Will it be enough to take the risk to do it? Let's see. If we put a stop down here below this guy here, you know, it's a bit too tight. Maybe if you really want to take a risky one, this is seriously aggressive. If you want to take a risky one of about 40 pips stop, and see if you get a bit of a bounce to this sort of level here. Do you want to try that?
Yes, mate.
Here I'm coming from. Yourself, Ken, of course, Eugene's idea it was, because there should be a little bit of pullback on the round figure of the dollar index. I see it seems to be trying to happen as we speak, actually. And technically, wow, it's definitely ticks on the buy on that one. So let's see, do anyone want an aggressive trade on this? Whereby a 40 pip stop with about a 70-75 pip TP. And if it's still going up and the dollar weakens, God, if you can modify your TP as per normal. Brilliant. Yeah. Okay. You shouldn't have told me that. It's been a very bad month, Eugene. So I know your wife's number. So what should I charge you, mate? Yeah, very good. I like that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll put a risk reward up on. Tell you what, that's men. When I'm bullied by women, the truth comes into it. Frightened of them. 40 pips make it 68.44. TP, make it up here. Don't want to get too cute. Right about that. Well, that should do the job. 69.70 for you. You remember you can modify the TP as well. Stop. If the dollar weakens, you start getting some good stuff out of it. You can even make it a slightly tighter TP, but I won't go for the tightest stop loss. But there you are, 70 bucks. Don't know that's going to hurt too much. And if you don't, I think your wife will still stick by you. And anyone want to take this highly aggressive trade?
Yes, I'm taking this one, mate.
Okay, I'll put this down to Eugene, aggressive trade. I'm sticking the chicken at you, but it's not again a disaster. It doesn't work out. Okay, so let me write this down. Uh, 0.687, go to 80, 0.684, 0.6977. Go down as Eugene Ken, there we are. See how it goes. And Kay's going to try it as well. Technically, it's a beaut. If it hadn't been that damn DXY, there's a bit of a dollar weakness coming in. I had to put a stop below the 200 and put a TP right up the top there. That's the only one I'm seeing is more aggressive. But if the dollar does weaken, starts going up, don't get yourself out there. Wait, modify your stop and modify until you're out. And don't forget, you always cut your position. You've got 4 micros. You get a bit nervous, you always cut 2 of them, let them run, modify the stop, and then the stop. Okay. Discussed it many times, so you all know that. Okay, I'm doing my normal thing. We've got a moment there. Just going to put the dollar index down. Try and make a habit of doing it every time. Everyone's got it, doesn't matter. It won't take long. If someone hasn't, well, there we are. I'll do the economic one as well. I haven't got for some reason, I don't know why it's not there, is the oil inventories coming up. I think it's 5:30, so maybe filter that. I have to know that, so I'm not going to bother. You can always filter it in there if you want it. Oil inventories, US oil inventories at 5:30. Okay, yeah, so let's see what happens here. Right, there you are, guys. What to do? There we are. Okay. What's the time? Keep an eye on the time. Coming up to 4:30. Gone through the previous trades. Oh yeah, the fundamentals. What fundamentals? Coming out today. What's where is now? Yeah, Lagarde, I think, speaking now. Obviously, what I was saying because I'm here. But the retail sales came out 3:30. Haven't given me a figure for some reason. I don't know why that is. Hasn't updated. Maybe like, hang on, maybe it should update. In a second. Ah, that's right. Got to update it. Okay, the retail sales came out. It's 0.8 expected, 2.3 on the core, and on the total was 3% and 1.8 expected. So the sales are getting better. The retail sales are increasing, which could be considered a bit inflationary, actually, but doesn't seem to have that much major effect on the pound. So that's dollar, I mean. So there it is. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Yes, it has. The dollars are going up. Let's just check that a second. It's got the pound on the brain. Sorry. What's the time now? It's 4:30. Yeah, it had a bit of a positive effect. That's right, because it fed inflation. Sorry, guys, mine's on the pound. Beg your pardon. Yeah, the US. Yeah. So it was an increase in sales, which is good. Yeah, I mean, you want to increase the sales clearly, but at the same time, with this big ogre, the elephant in the room of the inflation means that clearly this is a little bit inflationary, which again means a slightly stronger dollar, which has been occurring. So just so you're aware of that, and you've got the fundamentals, etc. pasted, so we're fine, we're good. Okay, so you got all that. Afternoon, Marius. As per usual, if you're not sure, ask that if I paste something like that on there and you don't make use of it, well, that's your choice, but I would if I was you. Okay, and if you see an economic fundamental, what it means or what it means, just click on it and it'll give the full explanation. What are you going to do? Like someone starts, so what's the difference between futures and spot? Well, you have Google it. At your fingertips, you can quickly Google it. Okay. Afternoon, I say. Right. Let's go back to those trades again. I think you might have done a couple, I'm not sure, Marius, but the GBP NZD was going well enough. I decided to suggest to modify the stop down to just above 92. So I thought not 1.9210 is a modification of stop, building in a profit. If it does go nasty, go back up. The other one's doing very well, GBP AUD. It's popped up a little bit, but still it's way into profit. So suggested making it 174.90. So you're building in, what, about 45 pips profit if you get stopped out, but you're not stopped out, it's still going. So the two out of the three were doing pretty well. The other one giving us a bit of jip at the moment, Euro JPY. Is any positive happening on there? It's trying to push up, but it went down to give it its due. Sellers are coming in. So it came close to the stop there, as you can see, but it didn't hit it, thank goodness. It's coming, so we might get lucky there. And the NAS micro, just like that, saunter along.
This one looks like a GBP JPY. Same characteristics, but can you see on yes?
Yeah, I do. I do, but I'm not. I just suggest that we're going to enter it now. We can if you want, but I'm saying I'm suggesting you don't enter now. Leave it. If you're in, like I said, we just discussed that. Okay. I'm going to repeat it all over again. Okay.
Sharp, mate.
Sharp. Okay. Where are we now? Yeah. The NAS is the word saunter and the NAS in the same sentence. Sounds a bit strange. Look at gold. It's a grinding halt. Yeah. It's, well, 522 we got in. It's hovering around about that most of the day. So we'll see what happens at opening. Don't think it can make its mind up. Dollar strengthening, CPI wasn't disappointing, but it wasn't bad. I don't think the Nasdaq guys actually know what they want to do. So maybe get some when Americans, decisive guys across the pond, get to their desk in New York, maybe we'll get some move down. Okay, we mentioned some shares we want to be looking at. I'm just going to itemize them now. I want to look at BABA, Microsoft in particular. What's this one called again? HPQ. Microsoft. Netflix, maybe. And what was the other one? Tesla. Yeah, I did. Well, some jumped a bit, but Tesla's quite a volatile stock in the best of times. I hate to say it, I think it's more emotional attached to Tesla than anything else. Remember, because he bought up Twitter, which the special interest group, the Washington Swamp, don't like that because they control the information source. I mentioned a million times before, and he's a bit of a maverick like Trump, where he's trying to give him two fingers to these all powerful guys. And I don't like it. So they're instructing the guys not to buy tech. There's a lot of emotion backtrack going behind it, but I think it seems to be coming through. Yeah, adding a couple of $1 billion to his personal fortune on paper. Heck. Yeah, but you haven't been in it since then, have you? That's the problem. It's sort of done things like if I'd only bought, I don't know, Amazon. Remember, it got to $3,000 before the share split. It was $100. How much do you think I'd be worth now? And the answer is nothing at all. If you wish, you didn't actually get in there. Shame. Yeah, I know a guy personally, and he bought quite a large equity, that is, of Tesla himself. Did well out of it, and he sold it. Of course, now he regrets it. We're frightened when we'll get into a profit. We think it's going to be taken away from us, so we bank it for someone steals it off us, and then let's watch it. We're not on board. It sells off in the sunset. Is it big God? Not calling me, it's just come off a bit. Maybe I'll just give me a second. I'll refresh just in case things stuck. No, it's come off a bit. I haven't stuck. No, it's fine. It's come off. I think AUD one might come right. And if it did, well spotted anyway. It's just the DXY gave me the bit of nerves. Otherwise, it would be a good trade. Well spotted. Okay, what's the time now? A few minutes to go. Yeah, so about 5 shares we can look at, unless anyone else wants to add to them. I've particularly got an Microsoft. What happened there? Oh God, I've lost the charts now. I don't know why that is. Still online according to my computer and phone. I'll go back on you. What happened there? Okay. Yeah. Where was I? Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah. So we'll get a Microsoft after the Nasdaq opening. Got a few more minutes. Well, it's not my internet. It's fine. Full blast. Don't know how that happened. If the internet went, we wouldn't be on Zoom anymore. Actually, I'm reading a book at the moment, based on that. No, I'm online. Yours, okay. Oh, I see what you mean. Everyone for some reason. Maybe it's an MD5 problem. Anyway, we're back online. Anyway. Yeah, I'm reading a book at the moment. How much power everyone now is forced to be on the internet, where you're blind. You know, you're getting blind. You can't do squat without it. And the power of the people who are running that side of it, on the novel, and it's meant to entertain, so probably I'm a bit sick, but it's pretty scary. Okay, it's obviously an MT5, it's not the internet, yeah. But we're back on that. Okay, before we go across the NAS, anything else you want to look at? Anyone want to discuss, anyone to know about? Anybody there not got the calculator? Somebody asked earlier on about who wants to get the volumes right. And I said, well, I can't explain on a live chat. I'd rather come into the trading room and we'll explain how you get the position size calculator, how we use it, and get your volumes right, because he's quite right. That's absolutely critical. Don't just come on or not. If it is, just mention that, we'll look at it. Yeah, that's exactly what the boy's for, yeah. Okay, so I think most guys have seen the name before, so probably are fairly up to date on that. But if you're not sure, please ask. Do not trade without a calculator. I mean, as you say, Eugene, I'm practicing. I mean, a lot of guys not that practiced, so they need it to get it right. It's there, it's free, might as well use it. But bottom line is absolutely vital. Do not trade if you don't have a clue what volumes, what amount to risk, anything like that. If you don't know your risk reward, you can't trade basically. Like driving a car without checking your brakes, it's dangerous. It's nice, of course. I say it's nice to have backup on internet, like you said, it was there. But was it moving so fast that you couldn't place it when it came back on again? It wasn't like it was off for like an hour or two. Anyways. There's other ways of buying, it's easy enough. Double click, just go double click on here. It's easy enough. Okay, all right, so what's the time? A few seconds to go, I think. So we might start and then we'll see what the Nasdaq's doing. Not a heck of a lot at the moment. We all know if you've got a 500-to-1 account, if you can't, you can go for the micro Nasdaq, which means it's only a one contract, so you can go in with a smaller risk. Just place the micro NAS in there, click to add, and then save it. You can't, not quite sure why you can't. I've mentioned, maybe ask Mark, he's a pretty jacked up on IT. But I could go to the platform training, 6:30, and then ask Clinton there, and interact with him, and he'll somehow, I presume he will, I don't know. I presume he will, because I actually don't know why you can't get it. If you're an 100-to-1, you can't. On a 500-to-1, you can get the micro, and then you can trade the Nasdaq with small sums of money, because it's only 50 Rand margin, which is quite pleasant. Shouldn't really admit this, but I'm not quite sure what the support resistance line indicator is, to be honest. So you got one up with it. I'm embarrassed to say, but I've probably before. If I don't know, I can't think of decent bullshit line. I'll have to put my hand on admit. I don't know. You got me on that one, sir. Hell, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's like a pending order. If it gets there without putting into a trade, like an alert goes off. I've never used the alert, so sorry how to use it. Platform show will probably help you on there. Yeah, there are certain alerts you can put in. If you obviously rings a bell, on a cell phone or whatever, when you get there to check it out. But I don't know about a resistance support indicator. I'm not sure. I don't know about that. You got me on that one. I just put a horizontal line in. Does anyone know that? Because if you can, sorry to admit this, you have to help me out on that one. I don't know. Embarrassed to say. I'm confident enough to know my stuff. It doesn't often come up. I don't think it will, though, to be honest. But this one, you got me beat. If anyone else can help, great. But I'm not sure anyone else knows, because I don't know. I doubt they will, but I don't know. Unless you're talking about an alert. We do definitely have alerts on here. I'm not quite sure how to set them up. I've never bothered them, so I haven't asked. I'll be honest, I know as much about what you call IT as Mark knows about NGAS movements. Hey, Mark. Oh, very clever. The trouble with these youngsters, this is it. The streets ahead of all buggers like me and this sort of thing. Well done. Yeah. Well, if you can find it and work out it works, maybe you can regale it when you're on top of it. The guys in the trading room next time you're on, and then show us. I'll hand over the share to you, and you can share the screen or whatever, and then show us how it works. It might be from YouTube. Look at it. But just play around. Make sure you're on top of it, one, Dealey, and then the floor is yours. Now I'll give you a virtual pat on the back. I'm afraid that's all. Okay, it's half past. Isn't worth chit-chatting. Let's see what the NAS are doing, if anything. You're a bit quiet at the moment. You should have a bit of move on open, surely. It's a bit clearer. Well, yes, it has a bit of a move. Why is it going up now? Dollar's up. It's closing back on 104. It's going up again. The dollar index. That should have a negative effect. Well, As I mentioned before, remember on openings, you have the spot price and the futures, or which goes around the clock. The difference is the futures are on exchange, the CFDs are over the counter, the same sort of principle. And often guys are waiting for it to open so they can exit or open new orders and start to get some strange jumping around while those very large orders are being opened and closed before it settles down. But I don't see why it's going up other than that. Well, you might be right, Curly. You might be right, my friend. It's come back up. You had me worried. I was already been jumping up again. It's still in, but we can give you some jip. So yeah. It's still in peak. It's still in. Didn't hit the 35 stop loss. Right. I've already put my Microsoft waffling on here. Have I missed it? What, no, maybe not. No, we did. It opened up at 269. Pity. Wanted to get in, but I thought maybe get a bit of a better price. But I want to do this trade. To be honest, do the trade with a stop. I want to stop at least up here somewhere. Maybe about 280. I want a 280 stop, and then if we take it down here. Now, maybe only 16 and then 1 to 5. I prefer to get a slightly wider TP, but I don't really want to make it wider than that. You can if you want. But yeah, but I do quite like this for the bigger one, maybe a pending one. We can go in at maybe 271. I think we'll get there. Might get there. We're going at about 271. And then we go to 280, and then we'll get a risk reward. Okay. So I'm going to write that down. You can't use the calculator for this. I'm going to write down for you. MSF2 dot. Did you hear that? Everyone wants to go along on this. Do you agree? $253.50. Yeah, I'm just going to mute you all. Nice little kid, but yeah, I'm not agreeing with the advice he's giving. Okay, where are we? Okay, I like the short on this one, but just so you get a bit of a better price. But I've got it written down. It's a $9 stop to get it 271 and 280 a stop, which is clearly $9 a share is your risk. That's what's $9. That's about 160 odd bucks per share. You can go 1.5 if you want, but don't go 0.05. It's the rest of your time. Okay, Roger, I found that position size code actually gives a fairly good estimate on stocks, just obviously without the commissions. What? Oh, you mean? Oh, I see what you mean, like the CFD one. Well, we got one. We got one. Where is it now? Maybe I can copy and paste it now. See what I can do here. Here we go. You're asking me stuff here. Maybe I can make a plan and see what I can do with this. Can I copy and paste it? How do I do that? Exit. Share it. You got to copy and paste this thing and put it on the what you would call it. Anyway, you've all got it anyway. Should have to do that. Now I'll have to stop the share and put it on. So anyway, the calculators for the shares are all on your LMS. Just go there and get it. Okay. I don't bother it because I mean, hell, I can take 280 and 271 and take one away to the other in my head. Gives me $9. So it's not exactly yeah. So I never use it. But I mean, you know, if you want, it's there in the LMS. Okay. If you want Mark, the one Mark's got, just put now if you put your name on there, everyone start badgering you for other stuff. Now I think just go to your LMS and use that one. How's that? Probably easier. you want to copy and paste, you're an IT guy, you might want to copy and paste it on there if you want to chat line. Okay, well, it's going up a little bit, so you might get it. But I want to do this at 271, 280, and 253.50 as a stop loss. Okay, and $9. So anybody keen to look at this one as a sell? Okay, just Well, MT1, what do you talk MT5 one? There's two calculators, one in the LMS for the shares and the position size calculator here, which I mentioned that you've got to have. That's quite easy. Just go to the live chat and ask technical support to download it for you on your computer. Yeah, I might give you one, but the one I'm talking about here, you get for the live chat, technical support, that one there. It's not for shares, that's on your LMS. You know, you bought the course, you know what that is. Maybe like the guy this morning says he wants me to trade him, but he bought the course from another company. He wants me to trade him. How's that work? Yeah, give me a grand a month, I'll trade you, yeah. Well, all right, okay, well, I'll share the screen then. Where is it? Can you see it? Can you see it, guys? Yeah. Well, you put the entry price. So long, we're putting the price 271. And then you're going to put the take profit. It's the other way around this for some reason. 253.5. And this was 280. 280. Yeah. There we are. We want to do one. We'll do quantity one. To share, that's the easiest way. Not quite sure why it's got 505.1. Okay, I haven't done that yet. What? That's better. Could help you pick the bloody mouse, you idiot, Roger. Right, $13 is your margin. There's your margin. Also in dollars, by the way. And like I said, it was all right. I get that. There's some costs involved. All right, I'll give you that. Anyway, it's about 10 bucks there. Sorry, my mistake. Maybe you should use it. So there you are. You will see that. So what's that? It's about 180 bucks a share. If you want to do 90 buck risk, that's half a share daily. Yeah. Well, yeah, what I do off the top of my head, obviously excludes com, yeah, but that's including the com. I mean, it's there, but it's not hectic. So let's have a look at this. What's the price doing? I'm just busy staring at this. Do you want to wait a bit or go in? Do you want to wait a bit? Just get not quite a 2-to-1, but does it matter too much? Do you want to wait? Do you want to go in now? What do you want to do with this? That's the bottom line. Got the details there. Just go back to the chart quickly. What's the NAS doing? Not much. So yeah, I think that's a trade. Do you want to do it, guys? Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I'll just go back and share the screen again. Always go back, that'll take long. Now, you see a buy on there, clearly you see a buy, I mean, there's no doubt about it. It's just, yeah, it's gone on the, sorry, the daily. It's gone through all these areas here. But look at the weekly. On the weekly, the 100-week is holding. And it held last time. And as I say, my overall take on the market, I'm not sure we're not in a bull. It's just a jump in the bear market. But yeah, so I think it's going to come off. But if you're uncomfortable with that, because technically it looks like I agree, I think it's going to come off. If you're comfortable with that, leave it. I think it's going to come off. But if you like it, I'm for it. The dollar being a little bit stronger, going to be negative shares. So yeah. Anyone like it? Because no one's coming up with a yes at the moment. So do we move on? I think this market is overcooked. That will move on then. Don't like that. Could have a song. Move on. Baba, isn't it? Yeah, Baba. Now that clearly is a buy on Baba, but I would be selling it now. I think if it breaks, it will sell that. I think that's going to come off. But technically, so I can't say go and sell it. Technically, could bounce from there. Let's see any action happening. Hidden decision might do it. 15 minutes, give it a chance. But yeah, we might break through. But if you're not keen on micro, I doubt you're going to be keen on this one. Your Netflix long, so you're probably not keen on that one. What about Hewlett Packard? Talked about the other day. I think there's a chance maybe coming off. This held on the Hewlett Packard. Top up there. Yeah, we definitely do this. Maybe it's too high up there. No, maybe 80, so maybe about 350. We can probably squeeze that one. And I want to do a sell on this one. I know there's a frigging doorbell. Yeah, I think it looks pretty nice weekly, and yeah, I think daily might be okay as well. Look at the 4 hour quickly to the end, not really. Bit slow, but anyway. Stop up here. Make it wider than that too. Make it a decent stop. Maybe just above here somewhere. About 180, see you on about 350 or something like that. You can squeeze it to there for a TP. And I like this one. Hewlett Packard. You like it. Hey, Anne-Marie likes it. She's got a head on her shoulders. Yeah, good trading. Right, I'll put it back on the risk calculator for you. The shit, get the figures out so you know what to put in. Hang on. HPQ dot, isn't it? Yeah, Q dot sell. What do you got? 30.30. TP is 175. That's going to be 32, and it's, was it 32? Yeah, make it 32, and you can put it down here as your TP. So let's say 26.70. Okay, you should be able to see this now. I've shared it with you. I'll put this in. This is going to be 30.30. $32. Don't do fractions here. Please forget about 0.01 or whatever it is. 0, 0. Wrong way round. 26.70. What's this now? The stop's 32. Let's go back to front, getting used to it. There you are. Yeah, there you go. You've got a 2-to-1 for you there. So your risk is $1.80 a share. Anyone like this? $1.80 a share. So call that, what's $1.80 times 18, eh? About, what's 18 times 18 times 10 is 23.60. It's about 340, eh? So call it about 34 grand a share, something like that is your risk. Okay, I've got a few people like it. Okay, there we are. 34 rand a share, so you get a few of those. Don't forget, none is 0 point, because you go 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever it is. You can do 4.5, but don't go 0 point something like that. You're wasting your time. 1.0 is a 34 rand risk. You get my point. So there we are. Good. All right, got to share for the time. Give you a few moments, guys, to write the stuff down there, and then you can put it in and take it from there. Give you a few moments, and then we'll go back to the charts. Okay. Great. Just knock that off. Right, we're back on the charts now. See how that moves. Not exactly fast at the moment. Probably not going to be keen on Tesla, Netflix. I'm not thinking very keen. We'll look at it anyway. Yeah, it's clear in the buy zone. Indecision yesterday. I think it's going to come off, but I take your point. Probably will do it. If you do, I'll go back to it. Tesla is very volatile, so be careful of this one. But again, I think that's a bit of a call. A lot of political intervention, a lot of emotion finding background behind Tesla share rather than value, and even then I think it's a bit strange on that. Yeah, a lot of guys up. There's other competition coming in, you know, those cars. I don't, whatever. It's come to a bit of a high there. I'm not sure we're going to have much more up movement. I think we might get some down, but you might not be keen. If you do need to stop, a reasonable stop on this, $5 won't cut it. I like to have a stop up here. So you get about $15 on this one. So it's $15 or 16 with cost a share, and take it down here or something. Yeah, probably squeeze it down a little bit. But I do see the possibility on that one, but it's volatile. Don't want to do it, and it's going to cost you $15 or $16 a share. It's about what's that about $16. 200, what was it? 18 is $300. Take off about 260 rand a share. Top of my head, not exactly, plus minus. Leave it. Nobody keen. I can hear the sound of silence. Like that joke about the new national anthem. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Not keen. Not keen. Don't push it. Not keen. Not keen. All right. Okay, well, we'll leave that and then go back and look at something else. Just see how this worrying me, but it's Euro JPY. Is anything happening here? It's got a breakthrough. But anyway, the other ones are doing fine. With the GBP AUD, let's go a quick look back at that. Still fine. Plus, you modified your stop loss to protect profits, like I mentioned. If you haven't, I'll give you the figures. And the GBP NZD also modified because that's doing well as well. Now, the two are doing very well. The other one's not terrible, but not so pretty. Okay, and the NAS, what's the NAS doing? Yeah, very slow. Hey, it's only been open since what, half 20 minutes. 70 pips, quite small. Yeah, okay. But anyway, I think the downside is going to come back. See, oh yes, your AUD one. How about that? That's the aggressive one. AUD was getting 88.80, and it's hey, it's coming off. I thought it might. Shame. I like it. Yeah, I know it's in the buy zone, but I don't know. I see the dollar strengthening a bit, so I'm more keen to look. A confirmed breakthrough. Yeah, certainly another attack on 104 on the dollar index. I think there might be some pullback on this one. Well, that's why I wasn't keen. Anyway, let's see how it goes. Right, that's about all I've got. Leave Brent alone, by the way. Still sideways, not much there. We're in the NAS micro, see how that goes, but that might be in there until next week. I don't know, but it seems to be coming right. Well, coming right for even Stevens anyway. Okay, GBP USD. Yeah, we want to take this. Some guys did anyway. We couldn't get a risk reward. It's going to break my heart. So it's a good chance we're coming here. Right. Let's have a look at maybe another USD one. We missed this one. Did he pull back on this one? No, on the contrary, missed that one. Pulling back. Damn. Bit hesitant this morning on that in the 133-ish mark. Want to get a bit of a pullback to go in. Pullback didn't occur. That ship sailed. Damn. You still on board with this, Mark? You got a big laugh with us, eh? You're still on board. You went in, took a big profit, went in again. Looks like you're still in. You're up a couple hundred pips. So you're in at the moment, eh? God, he's playing it quietly in the background. You're doing well, eh? What are you up now? About 100 pips plus, I think. Maybe more. Oh, but you're not back in again then. Tuesday now, so you went back in. Now so you're not in. Oh, you're not in. Talk about confliction there. I went back in today. It gives me the indication you're in. Now you're saying you're out. Okay, now you missed out. Okay, all right. Oh, you're in now. Okay, so you just started. Okay. But you know, you stopped out because you did the right thing. If you hadn't put the stop and something gone wrong, you would have hated to see 200 pips, 150 slide away. So I still agree it's one of those things. But yeah, I would have held on. I certainly would have held on that long without modifying the stop. Out of the question. So fair enough. You did good. That's the main thing. So this is the third trade you've been on this one, and both times you've done well. Good stuff. Great. So we're picky on that because a lot of guys drop information. It's not what they say, it's what they don't say. And often you get confused, you're actually on the wrong information. But that rand, 18's taken out now. Just see what's happening here, Swiss franc. Right, this is to me the strongest one of the lot. This one, if I was going to short the dollar, I'd rather short the dollar instead of short the dollar against the AUD. I'd rather short it against the Swiss franc. And technically speaking, that's got a possibility. I want to see if 104 holds. If it starts breaking through there, I'll get a bit worried. 104 holds, I think it starts coming back a bit. We can get a sell on this one. Yeah, I take it that complete curve. Now remember, this is interesting. It's 4:30, so the American markets are open. That's when you expect some action, and you're quite right. I'm telling you right now that CPI has thrown a lot of indecision into the works. That's the problem. Never mind, we've got trades out. We see them doing okay. Sod those Americans. They're still doing okay. And I personally think it's going to be a sell. but I'm going to wait on to see if we get a dollar if it pulls back. Okay. But I can't see this going shooting up there somewhere. So we'll see what happens there. Let's check a longer term one. Yeah. Yeah, maybe get a sell on this one. Just wait for confirmation. Just look like possible. I'll write it down to keep on the watch list. CAD, I'm not so sure about. They seem to be a bit in tandem, these two guys. Yeah, like the Aussie New Zealand dollar. So, you know, I'm not too keen on that. Leave that alone. Okay. Yeah, I've just kind of interest came through earlier on today. They had an all-day meeting with the FSCA, came around the office. They do that now and again, just say there's a lot of, shall we say, cowboy outfits out there. And that's why when I get a signal, the signals might have to be, okay, because for license purposes. And then I have to send to head office. In the training, it doesn't matter. Or somebody individually asks, I'll post it them on an individual basis. Like I did a couple of guys today, I think they're doing okay. Hope they are anyway. But otherwise, normally I post it onto the group WhatsApp, not yours, ours, and then the office put it together, you know, put a banner in or whatever they do, and then they will send it out. But as Jart said today, they're all in a meeting with the FSCA, so they won't be sending out signals. They're busy in the meeting. So that's why any of these haven't been sent out, just so you know. Anyway, go back to the point there. More than happy with us, they are. You want to mention too much about it. Where's you see? Oh, they're coming on, fear. No, the regulatory body more than happy. So that's fine. So yeah, they're very happy with the risk, the way they run the business, the licensing, etc. So that's good to know. Because as I say, there's a lot of guys there almost weekly closing somebody down. Who's just, you know, so be careful. If you don't like me, you don't like us, you go elsewhere. Make sure you go to the FSCA or Google it or whatever. Make sure that they are who they say they are, you know, regulated, and they've got the people advising the licensing of that. But rather stay with us. You're a GBP in the end, Marius. In the end, yes, you're quite right. Thanks for that. Good point. Give us jip for a couple of days. When did this come out? Came out. What about Monday? Was it? Or was it Friday? Came out a few days ago. Anyway, Euro was again Euro GBP. Hey. And he was giving us a lot of jip, this thing, but now it's coming to the party nicely. We got at 61, I think it was, if I remember correctly, and there it came right down, about 30 pips, 35, 40 bells. And here we go. And now it's bounced up nicely. So yeah, that's another profitable one so far. I've assumed you modified your stop, Marius. I think got in about 60, maybe to make a break even, let it run. Back to take out the round figure of 89. If it does, you're going to be rocking and rolling even more. So that was a nice one. Good. Well, you're on the ball, you know. I'm telling you, you know the score. But sometimes it's worth it. You might have forgotten. It's like when you're driving. You're too busy gazing at that gorgeous girl in the Ferrari going by, forgetting to stop street or red robots coming up. You know the score. Probably posed for a trading advert. Yeah, it's a nice one. So that came right. But, no, I didn't actually. Good point. Yeah, that you're along on that one. I'm a bit worried about it. I mentioned this morning, I'm not getting much of a bounce, eh? So it tried a bounce, you see, a couple of hours ago. That's not looking pretty at the moment. Doing well, no. See, what we call technical damage, when it breaks through from this zone here into the sell zone, it's going through the sell zone now. So technical damage taking part. Yeah. All I can suggest to you is keep those fingers crossed. That's all I can say. Sorry about that. Okay, right, guys. How's it, Johnny? Just joined us. Hope you're good. Georgina, hope you're good. Any questions that you're not sure of? Mark, good to have you. Michael, any of you guys there? Any questions? Don't we feel left out? It's everybody. Simone, Tabo, Wandili, of course, we know. Mara S. I'm not sure about Mara S. You've been before? Might have done. But, and if you are welcome, it's the first time. Trading room, remember, so we discuss trades and fundamentals and strategies and that sort of thing. No idea, Nick. I call you Nick, but I mean NK. No idea. No fundamentals suddenly changed on that. Maybe that hurricane, another hurricane or something in New Zealand. Someone was it Pietro was saying from North Island moved to South Island or something. That would have been that. It's not just fear moved the dollar down. These things are costly. Insurance payouts and people who haven't got insurance now, the government's got to look after them. It's costly. Very much a welfare state, New Zealand. Very, very, shall we say, PC welfare state, New Zealand. So that's probably the reason. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't have keen on. We were in the trading room about half an hour ago. We opened at 4 o'clock, 1 hour ago, whatever it was. A couple of guys wanted to do it. I was against it anyway. You shouldn't have been long on the GBP. You should have been short on that. Don't know why I went wrong on that one. I wanted to go short on this one, but confirmed breakthrough. It's not confirmed yet. So I didn't want to buy it. But the GBP, no way, I don't want to sell that. I don't like the pound, and we know now that dollars are gaining strength. The only reason I didn't go for it, suggest you guys went for it, was I couldn't get a risk reward that was worth it. About 1.3 risk reward. I do have to be about 1.5 for me to look at it, so I left it. But the guys who want to scalp it for a short, fine. If you're scalping, you're not worried about that. It's a different story. But I'm not going to advise guys, especially we've got a hell of a lot of guys who are fairly new to this, start getting the technicalities of scalping. Something I haven't got the time to do it anyway. So don't run before you can walk and that. So that's the only reason. Otherwise, definitely the short. I think Etienne's here now. Was he left? Whatever. But I think he did very well out of it. Anyway, short in the end did very well. Yeah. I was pro, just couldn't get the risk reward. Just forget it. Wasn't against the trade, I was very pro, but I could not get the risk reward. That's happened a few times, and you see it hit the target, and it's so frustrating because mathematically you can't take it. But no, so we'll see. You might get lucky in AUD, but let's take that 104. So sorry about that, guys. It looked like the AUD trade might end up not so good. And your Japanese yen trade, if you're in there, Mark, said you were for the third time. It should get some more upside on that. The dollar's doing good at the moment. So that's a bit of good news. So some of our previous trades were giving some jip coming to the party now. Okay, that's one that Maris just mentioned. Is now in a nice profit. Thank goodness for that. The only one that's giving us any jip at the moment is the Euro JPY. Yeah. Is that one or Euro JPY? Yeah, Euro JPY. Yeah, that's giving serious jip. Yeah, 35 is a stop. I'm getting a bit worried about it. But say you're not going to win them all. Get 2 or 3 winners and a loser. Well, you should be doing okay. Okay. Golder said leave alone. Looks like that was the right decision. What's happening there? And the NAS. It's coming off a bit. It's back to break even for our micro trade. So that's okay. Yeah, you've all got the economic calendar. You've all got the position size calculator. Take. You know where to get the share one is from the LMS. Okay. What else? You've all got the DXY. Yeah, one thing we've got a moment to try to remember to do for everyone. Don't forget to save your charts. I think most of you are on board and know this. But if you haven't, save your charts, templates. Go to right click, go to templates and save them. For goodness sake, otherwise, if you lose the charts, you don't know how to get it back. Well, if you don't, and there's no one you can contact, we're all busy or whatever reason, just right click, go to properties, and you have to set it all up again. So we're in the backside. So rather save it and save you time, save you money, putting you first. Nashua. Okay, is Herbert Packard, do a quick check of that. Is it anything A, B, C, D, F, G, E, F, G, H? 30, yes, a few cents in profit. Right, anything else you want to discuss? As a Buckley, trying to get hold of you. And I don't think you had a WhatsApp. I think it was a problem. I don't know. It's going to put a WhatsApp number on, by the way. I'm just going to put my WhatsApp number, ROGR, trading support. There we are. The guy trying to get hold of didn't answer the phone. I wanted to WhatsApp them my details, and I couldn't find the WhatsApp. Maybe you all made a mistake, but anyway, no, you got to just join automatically, and then it's you. Not a problem, but you know the score for next time. Okay, not a problem. Okay, you learn it. It's not a problem. But if you've got $2.5 grand or more in your account, book, you see anybody, not just book, anybody's got $2.5 grand or more in their account, and you're not getting daily updates, and you want to get them as well as the extra signals. We call it a VIP club. I used to call it a QT member, but it's my VIP club. They like that name, so what the hell with that if you like. And you get extra signals sent to you when they're available. So just send me your WhatsApp. If you're already on board with me, not a problem. If you're not, send me the WhatsApp, but please put your full names in and the account number, real account number, not your bank account, your real account number. And then I can check, update you my side, and then we can take it from there. So you got them, I got my number there. No one below 500. I can't assist anyone below 500. I can offer no value because the money's too small. But 500 you can if you want, but you won't be on. You do get the odd signal. You won't get many because you haven't got enough balance to take them. We point to sending half a dozen, you wouldn't have enough money. But you get the odd signal. $2.5 grand you'll get. In other words, you can diversify. No, not all the eggs in one basket. Okay, so Bob, you got the number now. If you want, just WhatsApp me. If you, I can just say. Okay. Okay, right. Let's talk something to Microsoft. Yeah, I think you missed out there, guys. I think you missed out there. Anyway, never mind. You missed out. No point in throwing stones at you when you didn't do it. You didn't actually decision. Hey, now it's just coming off like a bloody tie. Dollar going up. Why wouldn't it? So, oh, sorry, Pietro. I think is there. Did you get yourself sorted out with a micro? This one here, this is the micro, this one here, that's the micro. Did you get yourself sorted out? I think you're there. Because I suggest everyone gets this one, because not a lot of people got big money. No, she's not on that one. But if you haven't got the micro, if you've got a 501 account, you should be able to load into your watch list and use the micro. It's, then you can trade this one, for sure. There's a Packard, yeah. But you should be able to get it one deal. You should just go to the bottom there and tap out NAS. It should come up for you. NAS, there's the micro. Then you can do it. And you can get in now. We've got a trade for you. Tell me if you're in there. If you should have it. If you haven't, well, I'm sorry, I can't help you. I don't know why that is. Then you can go to platform trading tonight and interact with maybe Clinton will know. He's the IT guy. Schwab, yeah. So because we got a trade out on that, and you can still enter it now. Schwab. Hovering, but it's a tight range. I'm still seeing downside. The dollar's strengthening. So hold on to your Schwab. You should come. There are guys. I mentioned that. I'm not getting much feedback. So you're happy with that? Then have it, micro. Go for it. And then we've got a trading go with a nice wide stop because it's a micro. and then most people be able to afford. It's about 70 bucks a micro on that one. 50 Rand margin. What a pleasure for one micro. On the NAS, only on the NAS. We're getting the Dow later on sometime, maybe this week, maybe next week, I don't know, whatever. And we're getting the FTSE and the S&P, as far as I know. At the moment, we've got a NAS micro. Remember what I mentioned before? Just knock this off. There we are. I'll go back, because I've already got it clearly. If you've got to find one, you should be able to load it. If not, just take it and yourself. Okay, so there we are. Slightly in profit, the guys who took it, but if you could still chase if you want. Happy? Everyone got the micro? Not getting feedback. Does it mean you have or you haven't? Or you just don't want it? You got it, brilliant. Right, you're not in a position. We got in the mic. We got on the micro. I'll put it up to see if we can still do it. Make sure it's the micro one. I'll tell you anyway. Stop loss. We got the stop loss. TP. There's a TP. 11692. See, you still got a 2-to-1. 73 bucks is your risk, and it's right out the way. I haven't been there for, I don't know, for a long time. Last time it was at that price was in the literally 6 months ago. So no worries there. Not no worries, it's stupid to say. Of course, there's worries, no guarantees, but looks like it's okay. So yeah, I know you are, Eugene. I'm putting that to one Dealey if he wants to join or anybody else. And the beauty is now you're not. If you're on the normal one, it'd be 730 Rand a micro. That's just you need a 10, 11, 12 grand account for that. This one at 70 bucks, anyone can go for it. Yes, Mark, it is useful. Even you got a bit more money, still useful because now you can do a longer term and shorter terms. You can do maybe a couple of pips and shorter term ones. This one's obviously at a 400 odd stop, but no problem at all because it's now 70 bucks. So you can do that. So there you are. If you like the NAS, you now can trade it where before you couldn't. You good, Simone? First time here, you can chat line. It's an interaction. It's not a class. It's a trading room where it's like a forum where we interact, where we learn, discuss trades, we work together. That's a good point. I like that. Yeah. You're the NAS, I'm in a mini. Sound like you big Tom. You're on the mini on the micro. All good, Simone? Happy? Some people a bit shy, but to make sure you learn, shy or not, as long as you're learning. Okay, we'll move on. So one deal, if you want to do it, those are the figures. We got them now? Not that. You have people, especially in the mornings, come to the trade room, so I'll be talking about it quite a lot. It's about the same. So maybe put a look at it, back up a bit slower. What's that? AUD, GBP, what was it? GBP AUD, wasn't it? Yeah, GBP AUD. Yeah, still doing okay. It's the 15, get a bit more movement. Yeah, it's trying to break through here on the 15, but it seems to be trying, so that's fine. If you're in that, remember, move your stop, 174.90, then you got a nice profit wherever happens. GBP NZD was the other one. We got it 192.35, doing very nicely. That's 35, it's about 60 pips in profit. So you can put that, modify your stop to 192.10 as mentioned earlier on. You're in a profit, whatever happens. If it starts going down further, you can modify your stop again down, whatever. So that's doing nicely. That's correct, Maurice. And even you, I mean, even your account might be worth having. You know what I mean? You can do longer term ones that way. And you wouldn't want to do a 700 per micro on the other one. So maybe you can do a longer term. You get the idea. Sound like the MT5 picking up again there. Yeah, but on the 5-1. Yeah. Actually, it's a bit of a misnomer, that, guys, because it's not a 5-1 leverage, it's only a 40-1 leverage. Because remember, it's the exposure on the micro is 2,000 Rand a micro, and the deposit is 50, or margin 50 in 2040. So it's actually the leverage is 40-1. All it comes under the 5-1. Not sure actually they worked the maths out on that, but that's been using the gateways. As I said before this morning, I mentioned it. I sent a WhatsApp them to say, check this out. Because you look at the specifications on it, it says there, and that's in the wrong place. It's actually 0.024. It's 2.4% is the margin, not 0.0, not 0.24%, if you get the idea. 240 basis points, not 24 basis points, probably more clearer. So that's actually needs to be adjusted. But I've mentioned that. I've been busy in meetings all day. Probably do it tomorrow. So yeah, the leverage, you always divide that in this case, not put in right, but normally you get the leverage by dividing the margin into 100 to get your leverage. And this one, 2.4%, just over 50 bucks is your just over 40, run about 40 odds. 42, 43 to be exact, is your leverage. And I'm assuming you all know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about leverage. I presume everybody here now knows what leverage is. Because there are some people, well, some of the larger percentage of people trading, they don't know they're in derivatives or leveraged accounts. There's something rather important you do know, clearly. Don't know what that's all about. Oh, yeah, hang on. Something came through from the accountant, Bernice. Say they had the problem from the banking system. Had some problem with the banking system they were using today. Happens now and again. It wasn't our fault. I mean, somebody with the banking system, but I think it's been organised. I think it's been sorted. To be honest, I've got some WhatsApp on the head office WhatsApp saying look like it's been sorted. So if you want to withdraw, it's after 3 o'clock, so you might only get your money tomorrow. So if you want to withdraw, go to the live chat, go to withdrawals, and just do your thing there. It should work out. As far as I know, it's back up and running. Some banking glitch apparently. So it should be good there. Ah, yeah. Okay. Well, there you are then. Oh, by the way, that's good. I'm glad you got your money, but I still haven't received it. Have you done the transfer to me yet, Eugene? I still haven't received it. Oh, you got to go there, Marius. After that stupid comment, I don't blame you. Cheers, mate. See you tomorrow, hopefully. It's coming pretty near the closing here anyway. But yeah, so there, Eugene managed to do it, so you should be good. Okay. What's the NASDAQ all over the place? All over the place. Look at that, all over the place. Don't know what it's doing. That to me is just emotional jumping in and out, because the statistics, as far as I can see on a fundamental basis, this should be starting to come off. So I think that's just very emotional. But let it dance around. I can't send money to prison. Sorry, Roger. Good answer. I'm good to riposte, as they say. Yeah, I forgot to mention, Xavier, I'm working from home. No, I'm working from my prison cell. You mean the NASDAQ? I don't know why. If the others are fine, you can place all the others. It clearly signed a disclaimer. So I don't know why it's grey. Try another one. If they're all grey, it might be because you haven't ticked the disclaimer. So you have to go out and go back in again to the platform. But it should be fine. I don't know. I have no idea. He's the risk then. Maybe I don't want to get involved, so I don't know. You'll have to take that up with Gerald. And I'm sort of might thinking, I don't know, I'm still on discussing the live chat here. So take it out with him. That's private business, okay? That's correct. It was bullish, yeah. Bullish because it's slightly inflationary. It's good news, but it's inflation. That's why it's bullish. You can even ask Jark if you want, Calvin. I think you got his Jark at DB12 at quick trade. He might help you out if you have any problems there. I know he wants to do it. Okay. Was it sheer pack up in that right now? I wouldn't go long, no. Just going to apply to her. She's had to leave. She's a regular person, yeah. Right. It's Gladys. Oh, hi, Gladys. Okay, sorry. I didn't know the Mara. Okay, fair enough. Hi. Okay, guys. Well, sure. Wasn't really much to add to that. The trades seem to be going okay. The only one giving us any problems at the moment is the Euro JPY, I think it is. That's giving us serious problems. I'm worried about this. Third of the stock it might get. But anyway, the others are doing fine. That's why you must have a risk calculator, because this goes for the territory. You're going to get the one that doesn't. It comes back and bites. So that's fine. The others are going fine. So let's just keep the fingers crossed going into tomorrow. Before we wrap it up, anything else you want to discuss? You're okay. You got my number if you need me. I'll post it on there. Anything you just want clarification on? Otherwise, you're all good. Okay, guys, so should we wrap it up then? Because I've done a ghost stuff that I can obviously stay to help people out, go overtime, no problem, quite enjoy it, but don't want to just waffle. And if we've got others, there's nothing to add to it. Just see how the markets go. There's not much more coming in. Oh yes, 5:30. Don't forget, we're not in oil anyway. Oil inventory, so don't worry about it. 5:30. We'll see the fundies tomorrow. I don't think there's any major ones, so we should be okay. And maybe we can get this may come to the party anyway. But the others, let's see if we can squeeze some more out of it. And good luck with the guys in the US dollar JPY and anyone in the pound dollar as well. But I'm a little bit worried about your AUD trade. What did you get in at? Forgotten now. 68.80. No, it's popping up a bit. You might get lucky, but it's not looking good, I'm afraid. Yeah, it's quite correct. Yeah, I agree with you. Okay, guys, thanks very much, Pete, Perry, and everybody else. And yeah, catch you tomorrow morning.